Good morning. Today is Friday, September 20th, 2013. It's about 10:30 in the morning. And today is day 14 of my sugar withdrawal program, the T-30 method. So there's 16 days left, T-16. And today there are 8.5 teaspoons of sugar in here. Let me just take a little sip. So I haven't done any videos for a few days. Things have been a little hectic around here, but I'm still on the program, and I'm at 8.5 teaspoons of sugar now, or roughly 9 teaspoons of sugar, which is the recommended amount of added sugar by the American Heart Association. So I guess I'm 2 weeks into the program, and now I'm at the point where I'm getting the amount of sugar, added sugar, that's recommended by at least the American Heart Association. Remember, the average American eats or ingests 22 teaspoons of sugar, so I'm less than half of that. So in the last 2 weeks, I've still been having more sugar than is recommended, but I felt good. I mean, so far, I think I mentioned this in prior videos, and even to this point, this has been a really pretty easy program, definitely compared to the caffeine withdrawal. I've had a few temptations here and there, but nothing significant, and I feel that I feel good, actually. I feel like I'm sleeping well. I feel just generally in a good frame of mind. I feel like I have more energy, and I'm still getting more sugar than is recommended. So we'll have to see how the second half, now that I'm going to be possibly going below the recommended amount. And also, my diet is pretty good. I've been trying to eat fairly healthy, but I may be getting added sugars in my diet too that I'm not aware of. I'm just avoiding drinking any sweets and anything that's just an obvious sweet, like cookies and cakes and candy and sodas and things like that. So things are going well on that front. I read this book, the first chapter or the first section about sugar. This is a book, a new book, Salt, Sugar, and Fat, by a Pulitzer Prize winning author, Michael Moss. And I read the first, it actually starts off with sugar and then goes to fat and then salt. I read the first section on sugar. And I'll just say a few words about it. I mean, he's basically, it's sort of like an expose of the food conglomerates and how they are loading our foods, or creating a lot of processed foods that are using salt, sugar, and fat to basically lure us into buying them and eating them. And it starts off with sort of a secret meeting that the food conglomerates all had in 1999. And they were saying basically there's a rising threat of obesity and diabetes and just poor health, and that the food companies have to get together and address this issue, or they're all going to be blamed for it later. And one of the heads of one of the major ones, I think General Mills, basically, I don't want to pick them out, but they sort of said, you know, we're business people or whatever, and we've spent a lot of years developing these products, and we're pretty much going to continue to do so. And so then it goes on to talk about the three things. The first section was about sugar, and I think I've mentioned many of the things. They talk about, three things that stick out. Cereals, how cereals originally started about 100 years ago as a healthy alternative to eating a lot of fat, you know, bacon and sausages for breakfast. And most of the cereal makers were against sugar. And then how that morphed over the past 100 years into basically just eating sugar for breakfast. They talk about the soft drink industry and how essentially there is a 100%, 0.9999 correlation between the amount of soft drinks that we're drinking and the obesity and diabetes in America. So that is where I think the biggest bang for the buck is, and that's pretty much where this series is about. It's concentrating on sugar, particularly sugar and soft drinks. And it also talks about how there's sort of this thing with fresh juice that somehow it's a marketing ploy where it says it has 100%, 100% fruit juice, but really through the processing of the juice, it's pretty much just pure sugar water. So drinking something that says 100% fresh juice is not much better than drinking soda. So those are the three of the things: the cereal, the soft drinks, and the juice thing that just popped out at me in this first section. And even though this series isn't about salt and fat, I'm also going to read those and maybe report briefly on them. So anyway, I would definitely recommend that book. And so things are going well. I have a lot of energy and no problems with this program at all. And that's it for today. So I will try to do these videos periodically going forward, and thanks for watching.